welcome back to the studio here where we have the GSTL Grand Finals. It's day 2, the final day, and this has been a really close match so far, actually very back and forth.
We have a 2-1 lead right now for AZUBU. Axiom-Acer find themselves one game behind again, and they have called out Alicia to deal with Boom Boom. That leaves them with one player to pick later on, and it's most likely going to be Innovation.
No, most likely will be who we see. You know, there are other good players they could call upon, but Innovation is just the best by far. He's shown that in the past, so...
You cannot not choose Innovation to play in a match like this. Especially since this is the one style of team match that actually suits him the best.
I'm so sad that Boom Boom didn't get to see all the cheerfuls about him while he's in the booth, but I'm sure he's expecting something like this. He's just got this smile on his face. Shoutouts here to people from the Netherlands, Amsterdam West. Shout out to MDAP. I couldn't read the rest of it. I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, that was a little bit bloody.
I feel bad about it. I'm like, I want to just give the shoutouts, so I was too slow.
Oh, Crank is worried, and he has good reason to. He needs Alicia to really pull through now and take down Boom Boom. Hopefully also a second player. And Alicia is strong. He can do this, but Boom Boom has shown in the last game that he played against Protoss, which was against Trap, that he is a fearful opponent, and this is also something that he showcased in the game against May.
Alicia is definitely someone who can take this. This is a good matchup for him, and another thing to note about Alicia is his keyboard is really cool. How that affects this match, I can't tell you, but it is really cool, and I just want to note that once again.
Makes him a little bit more happy.
He's got the support of one of his friends here from Grand Line Entertainment. He always wears that hat. We've seen him before. So he's got the support of a friend.
The camera really loves him.
Just more Boom Boom talk here.
Yeah.
And so it looks like I'd love to see... Alicia's name there. I love to see actually when you have two friends come to the studio and they both are rooting for different teams, because that always just creates the most interesting banter and, you know, trash talking that goes on.
Yeah. We had, back in uni, two of my friends were rooting for different soccer teams. Actually, these teams had rivalry as well, so every weekday they would bitch against each other.
I love that.
Go about it. It was so fun.
I love that so much.
Well, here we go. Protoss versus Zerg, first one today, and it is on Fruitland of all maps. That's the map that Alicia picked.
Yeah, he picked Fruitland actually, which is pretty nuts, but it's a good map for Protoss versus Zerg. If you know how to play the right style, you can take a pretty easy third here.
I mean, the strategy for Axiom-Acer is pretty transparent. Take out as many opponents as possible, and then send in Innovation in there to clean out the rest.
Yeah, very good strategy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what for you, AKFX Open did for a long time with Linog, and it worked really well. Gave them the championship. Now we're going into this game here, our fourth game today, the GSTL Finals. MMA is already out. It's time for Alicia to shine. He's going up against Boom Boom here. Axiom-Acer versus AZUBU, and the GSTL will call it home. And starting to the top right, we have the third player for Axiom-Acer. It is
Axiom-Acer.
Axiom-Acer was dominant this season, and then yesterday they lost the first game in the finals. Today they are behind against AZUBU, and starting to the bottom left is one of the players that contributed to it. It is
AZUBU Boom Boom.
Boom Boom. AZUBU's Boom Boom, and if you look at his stats, 54% win ratio in the matchup. But what's real indicative is that the last time that he played, he was going up against Trap. He actually lost that match, but he won games against Seed, against Avenge, and another match against Trap just before that. So he's in a pretty decent position if you just look at his recent match history. For Alicia, on the other hand, in terms of results, he's more successful against foreign Zerg players these days than against Koreans, and struggles a little bit if you only look at his Korean statistics, so he needs to be quite careful here. His team depends on him.
I just want to give that with full shout out to MDAP, Shala, and Elander. So he says, please give me an Axiom hat. This Korean's pretty good, say that. I'm very impressed with you.
Yeah, he needs a new hat.
Yeah, an Axiom-Acer hat's pretty good.
Fruitland is a map where you have two big lemons in the middle of the map, and you can take them down and then harvest 500 minerals, something that if you might not actually know just yet. We had the map several times in the season. The games were always a lot of fun. It's actually a great and very entertaining map that we have here. And we've seen a lot of Protoss versus Zerg. If you establish mid-game control and map control, of course, then you can go for these lemons and just increase that advantage that you have. So it's very dangerous to play too passive here.
Yeah, it's so true. If you let your opponent get the lemons for free, you're hurting yourself only. And we have a very aggressive gateway timing for Alicia. He's going also into the Zealot. So Zealot comes out right away and starts working on these rocks so he can get a wall set up.
We also have a very, very fast third base, actually at 3:30 in the game. He gets the pool after the first hatch, but then goes straight into hatch number 3.
After seeing this opening as well, so he wants to get the hatchery up, I feel, as soon as possible so he can get that production so he can hold any sort of timing, so he cuts drones even just to get the hatchery up super fast. I like that.
And with that early third hatch, he will of course have the lava, the saturation on 3 bases. And it doesn't really look like now as if Alicia would try to be too aggressive, but he scouts that third, and that is actually really important that he sends this probe over there to just double check. He of course rather expected it to be built at the 4-minute mark, which is where you usually see it, but in this particular situation we have it much faster than that. And also without any kind of like opening with a forge, this leads itself to me believe that we will see a lot of aggression out of Alicia trying to take down that third base.
And he has the probe hidden to the right side where he could easily put up a forward pylon to send units out to be aggressive. He's added 2 gateways. So this is not a comfortable position for if you're an AZUBU fan watching this, because BoomBoom doesn't know. He's taken a risk here, and he doesn't know how scared he is, but he goes to check, and a nice move on the probe. He actually sees the Lings coming and hides the probe again.
Yeah, BoomBoom kind of knows. He has an overlord at the wall of his opponent. He sees the double gateway. That's, of course, not really a big secret here. I mean, this is standard, but he knows that there's a potential for this much aggression, so he knows that there will probably be a probe somewhere trying to put down that power, and he has to search for it.
Nice job here, by the way, getting that clean, targeting with the Zealot. Just going to force 2 Spore Crawlers here. Oh! 1 hit point left. And he's not going to save it. Oh, I cannot believe you saved that. Wow, and almost kills the Mothership Core. But this is a bigger commitment to gateways now, up to 5, and he's actually using some aggression to slow this down.
And this means you need to do damage with it. If you actually invest this many resources into your push, then you need to do something with it.
Oh, he doesn't actually... Okay, there's the forward pile on the bottom right, so he does get that up. And he's already, right now, BoomBoom is starting to turn on unit production. He only goes up to 35 drones. Just trying to be careful here. He's got the Roach Warren as well. So a decent spot for BoomBoom, I must say. And with the Robo going down here, it looks like Alicia's kind of reserved himself to not committing so much to this.
Whoa! Did he see the probe?
I don't think so. Okay. No, he sends... No, he didn't see it.
Oh, this is bad for him. He did not see the probe on the minimap, and he was not in vision range of the pylon, so he doesn't see the dot on the minimap now.
Yeah, and actually with the way he has that Zergling position at the bottom right, he's not going to see the Zealots walking in either until they're on creep.
By the way, we only had 3 gateways and not 5, so...
okay, so I must have saw something wrong there. It must have been the 3 gateways finishing that I thought was 2 additional ones.
So he's not going for a master.
Yeah, he's just going into Robo. That was my mistake.
It's just like, no, he didn't have those 2 completed at the wall. I also thought they were completed, and there were 2 additional ones on the production tab, but it was actually the same. So we have Robo and Twilight Council and the upgrade. Spine Crawlers here, very important for BoomBoom, and he has Roaches on the way. Should be able to deal with this.
Yep, he sees us coming. I mean, he's got enough creep. The Spine Crawlers are going to buy some time here. They're not going to actually finish if they're targeted. Okay, sends 3 Zealots to the hatchery, 1 Zealot to the drones, 1 to the Queen. Actually, really nice splits here.
Lings don't have the speed yet, and he could just snipe that third, and I guess he will. The Queen has 1 transfuse. 1 transfuse, and that's it, and there it is, and that's all that she has. And I don't think that the hatch will be safe. No, it won't.
Nope. And that's actually a huge win here for Alicia because he didn't commit to the gateways. He's already got the Immortals on the way. Blink +1 is complete. He did this, by the way, without +1, which is very notable.
That was really unlucky here for BoomBoom. He scouted, and he really thought that he scouted all the edges, but the Zergling did not go in deep enough at the bottom right, so he didn't see the pylon. And even with that, he would have been able to make sure that his base doesn't die if the Zerglings either had speed already or weren't out of position, but they were too far away from that third base. They didn't get there in time to really do anything against the Zealots.
With these Immortals out here, the Sentries is warping in right now, there's no way the counter-aggression of BoomBoom is really going to accomplish anything. And he can even take a third base right behind this pretty soon with the next Warp End. I think he'll have enough units to actually contest the Zerglings and move out. Knowing also his opponent's production is limited by the fact that he lost that hatchery. The hatchery alone because of economy is bad, but that's a lot of production loss too. And actually with the 4 gateways and the Warp Prism +2 and Blink, looks like he just wants to kill him. And I don't blame him for that. With the production being lost here, he could hit a very strong timing. His Mothership Core, so much energy to use Time Warps.
That's a really good position for Alicia. This is exactly what he wanted. And I mean, Boomo was really careful. 3 Spine Crawlers. You know, he said, like, I can save this third. I have a very, very early third. I can save it. I can bring it over time. I can capitalize on the additional income that I have. Make sure that I get the lead here. And then those Zealots come in from an angle that he doesn't suspect because he thought he scouted there perfectly, which he nearly did. And he loses everything. So that's very tricky for him. And with Blink and +2 done, you're perfectly right. He has the production to get the units in. He has the Warp Prism. He can do a lot.
I don't know if he knows this is coming. Okay, now he verifies that there's no third base, and now he's going to go and try to see the gateways. I think he's realized because he's only making units here, and he's getting even additional Spine Crawlers. But he needs more time, and I don't think he has it. He's got the army supply lead, but his army composition is not as strong as a process with +2 Blink and all these Immortals and Sentries. He's going to cut him up like a birthday cake here.
It's 19 Roaches, and Roaches alone against 3 Immortals with good targeting and protection. It's going to be very tough for him.
Yeah.
But he has the Spine Crawlers. They might delay things long enough for him to get the army. And with a good flank, if he gets a good sandwich position here, he could do it. But there are also 7 sentries, and the force fields will be really good, I feel.
Force fields are so good here, trapping the Roaches on the left side. The Roaches coming through actually cannot fight this. They should probably walk away here. It's actually just giving them away basically for free. And now he's up the ramp. He can force field them out. Beautifully done.
The force fields are there, and now those Immortals are just going to town.
The Spine Crawlers are really, really helping out here. And he did cut off some reinforcements, but I'm just not so sure it's going to be enough. He will catch these Stalkers again. They can blink away, try to hide,
He can't get the base. He can move in and just snipe the base if he wants to and then recall out. He has the energy to do it. The +1 attack upgrade is not done for Boom yet, and there's the third gone.
Yeah, he may actually try to catch these Roaches first before he recalls. Take a few of them down with some force fields.
Yeah,
he's
Immortal's still doing damage. He wants it. He has the reinforcements. He warped an imp, and now blink forward, and this is going to be... I think this is going to be game. This is like 2 bases versus 2 base, and the Protoss player has better upgrades, better unit composition, better army supply, everything.
Yep, way too many units here coming through. The Observer comes lagging behind to actually help clean up the creep tumors, clearing out the Overlords, and GG!
GG and game. It's a 2-2. It's a tie.
This is such a great series. This series is exactly what I was hoping for.
Did Innovation just have a Darth Vader helm in his hands there?
Well, look at
this. He has. And he nearly stumbles and falls over. That was... Look at the fail there, and how hard just breaks up.
This is going to be on Cringe Picks later.
That was awesome.
But,
when he was trying to use the force, the only thing that happened was hard laughing at him.
I really want to know what the plan was there. What I'm going to say, maybe his ceremony was poorly executed, but that push definitely wasn't. It was a really nicely done push with a really good force fields. And giving out some hats here. Who's going to get the hats? Oh, she's going to get a hat.
Alicia is happy.
Yeah.
He won the game. It was an important one. And we have 2 more players coming out for AZUBU today. So the third will be chosen now by the team. Alicia has to prepare.
This is crazy how close this series is.
Yeah.
2-2.
I mean, Symbol and Supernova, that has to be it. So, question being, like, who do you send out?
I think it's Symbol now and Supernova later. That's what I would do. And just see a shot of Boom Boom walking in his suit. I love how back and forth this has been. It's the most dynamic team match we've seen in a while. It's in the all-kill format, so you've got these big, cool picks you can make, the snipes going on.
Keep in mind, guys, if AZUBU loses this, then we have the Super Ace match later to determine the GSTL champion.
Yep, which is a best of 1. That determines everything. So, right now, AZUBU wants to avoid that. Do not want to face Innovation on a map, that final map, and they still haven't had to face him yet, though, in this particular match, because Alicia came out first.
He will be the last player.
Yeah,
Innovation will definitely be the last player for the team right now. But yeah, for them, it's either going to be Symbol or Supernova.
I think you want to use Symbol right now, and then Supernova for the TVT. But Supernova has shown some crazy Terran vs. Protoss. He played Mech against Protoss just earlier.
I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter. You want to send out the player who has the best chances to take down Alicia, because then you have 2 going up against Innovation, so that would be it. Doesn't matter. The order at this point doesn't really matter anymore. It's just like, okay, guys, who's more confident taking down Alicia?
Yeah, it's a tie game right now.
So that's all that you have to do. You know which 2 players come out. There's no doubt that Innovation will be the last player for Axiom-Acer. And we're going to find out what the AZUBU coach has in mind. Who's going to be the first one? It looks like it's going to be Symbol.
Yep. Symbol first. And Team AZUBU has so many good Zergs. They're just sending them out left and right. And the third they call upon is Symbol. So Alicia will have to play the same matchup again. However, this time, it's not his map pick. And it's a totally different style of Zerg that we see here in Symbol. Symbol is so good in GSTL, 30 and 14. You don't find that many games played and that many wins very often.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the most important. Like, all of these games have been really important from a strategical point of view. I mean, sometimes there are a few games that you have where you say, all right, we can lose this match. I feel the first one today was one where both teams would have been okay with a loss, because it was just the first players that they had out there. And as we said, it was a back and forth situation, but you don't want to lose Symbol without taking at least the map. And if he is able to take down Alicia, then it would be Innovation going up against Symbol and Supernova.
Very true.
And then playing a potential ace match if he wins against both of them.
This is actually a really, really tense situation for Axiom-Acer, I feel, because Symbol is good, and the Symbol versus Innovation would be epic for the fans, but it's not the most comfortable match that Innovation could face. And you don't want him to then play against, even if he wins, then play against a Terran who's really surprising with his strategies. And Terran versus Terran is a matchup that, statistically speaking, and historically speaking more so I should say, Innovation has had some funny and weak games against. So I would not want to be in Axiom-Acer's shoes, but at least Alicia got that win. And if he takes this one, then it's just very, very comfortable. Now we finally do get to see Hyundai for real. Don't get to see it too often, but it's coming out.
Hyundai is going to be the map. And this is tense. Symbol wins here. That would put his team in such a good spot. If Alicia takes it though, then it's going to be nearly... I mean, then it's going to be very, very difficult. Supernova defeating Alicia and Innovation. That's a stretch.
This is... Yeah, you said it well. This is a really, really important match. If Alicia gets it, that would be excellent for Axiom-Acer. The momentum definitely goes to the winner of this match, and it comes down to the momentum for the ace player, the last player. Whoever wins this match brings out the last player first.
Yeah.
We very rarely have matches that are this back and forth where both teams just trade one player after another.
Just like the important thing is that from the beginning, AZUBU said, yes, we know in this format it's all about us beating Innovation. And they want to have as many players going up against him as they possibly can. So this is all preparation. This is all the lead up. This is all where they were saying like, okay, we need as many players still alive in the match so that when Innovation comes out that we have the best chances possible of beating him. But if Alicia takes this here, it would mean that Supernova does not only have to beat Innovation, that he's the only player who goes up against him, but first of all, he would have to take down Alicia. That would be so tough for him to do, to beat both of them. But jumping into the game, this could determine the fate of the team match already. Symbol going up against Alicia at the GSTL Finals, Day 2. Colin Wolf.